we'll start a book and I could see they have lots of questions and they're curious and they want more. And then I'll take the book away so that I can put a study together for them because I can see how interested they are.
You've created a lot of good curriculum. Tell us about that.
Well, I think most of the curriculum has been created because my children have taken a specific interest in a specific subject. And I have kind of written a study for them to kind of be able to hone in on or target our interests in. And so all of the studies that are listed on my site, they're actually studies that we have done together as a family because my children took some sort of interest in a specific book and I could just see that interest ignite in them.
Mhm.
And I didn't want to quench it by moving on to the next book, or I didn't want to put it out by moving on to the next book. So we would, and they hate this when I do this, but we'll start a book and I could see they have lots of questions and they're curious and they want more. And then I'll take the book away so that I can put a study together for them because I can see how interested they are. But, a week later, I'll come back and we'll have multiple resources to go through, whether that's some picture books or YouTube videos or music or just kind of all different senses are engaged in going down this, what I call learning thread, where you just continue to follow the path that it leads you on.
Yeah.
And so that's how all of our unit studies have been created, is just by a spark of interest that we have chosen to follow. And it's been a really beautiful process because we notebook through it all. So we have all of these binders filled with beautiful artwork that essentially kind of builds a curriculum. It shows what they've learned and they review it. They still review what we've read years ago because it's their own work. So there's a certain amount of pride there that takes place. So not only are they reviewing work that we've learned and it's kind of, either reigniting a passion or just reminding them of a specific concept or information, but they also just, they have this pride of ownership that they carry with them on everything that they've created. So I kind of lay out our own homeschool philosophy, which is mostly Charlotte Mason based, but there's even a little bit of unschooling there.
Okay.
And the unschooling aspect is more along the lines of becoming a student of your child and targeting your education towards their interests. So it's kind of more interest led, but I'm always adding to the plate, to the feast, if you will, to see what sparks their interest because they won't discover it unless it's kind of presented to them at times. So always kind of trying to present new ideas and different books and see what kind of ignites their interest. So.
Yeah, that's so cool. So you've basically taken the Charlotte Mason method and coupled it with unit studies and a little bit of unschooling and created what works best for your family. And by the way, we are not down on textbooks or anything like that. I mean, that's the beauty of homeschooling. One of the many beauties of homeschooling is that you do what works best for your family. I mean, lots of families love textbooks. The kids love them, and that's what works great for them. And so you've kind of taken a little bit of 3 different flavors of homeschooling and mixed them together to make what works best for you. And I think that's a beautiful thing.
And I think ultimately the mom sets the thermostat in the room and in the schooling experience. And so if mom's not into it, the kids aren't going to be into it.
Right.
And so one thing I discovered, when my children found great joy in books, I did too.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember trying a specific textbook and I could barely stay awake through it. And I just thought, man, how are they supposed to be excited about this if I'm falling asleep, while reading through it with them? And so that's why I just decided if mom's excited and passionate, the kids respond accordingly.
Yeah.
And so much more is going to be retained when everyone is interested versus really having to get through this like drudgery, So that's why our philosophy has kind of remained the same because every single child, even though they're all so different, really responds well to this philosophy in our home. And like you said, if that looks different for a different family, if the children love the textbooks or the mom really likes the schedule of that or the way it's laid out, then she should stick with that because the children will certainly respond accordingly.
Homeschool Insights is sponsored by CTC Math. If you're looking for a great online math program, visit ctcmath.com and try it for free. For more great homeschool inspiration and resources, listen to the Schoolhouse Rocked podcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday.